All right. So first item on our agenda is public comment, but I don't see any members of the public here to comment. So we'll move right on to approval of the minutes. In our packet, there was a link to the minutes from the last meeting. I would entertain a motion to approve the minutes.
I'll make a motion to approve them.
Thank you, Alessa. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Oh, all right. We'll let Cynthia decide who got that first.
It's fine.
Are there any corrections or additions to the minutes? All right, hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye or raise your hand. Any opposed? Any abstentions? So moved. All right, thank you very much. Next item on our agenda are the subcommittee reports. I think part of this is going to fall under our executive session later. Were there any subcommittees that were not part of the Business Outreach Committee that have a report?
No, there aren't.
Okay. All right.
Welcome to Zoom. Enter your meeting ID followed by pound.
Then
I'm
we'll
just
turn
trying to
it
see if
over.
Lane's having trouble getting in, so I'm just trying to.
Enter your participant ID followed by pound. Otherwise, just press pound to continue.
I think
You
that's
have
Lane.
been added to the
Lane.
waiting room. You cannot talk or listen until the host admits you to the meeting.
All right, here we go. We're getting, maybe we can do introduction, Steve.
Unmute yourself by pressing star 6.
All right. Cynthia, do you want to introduce Rosemary?
Yes, I can do that. Let me see if she's coming back on. There she is. So, this is Rosemary Watson, and the last name may seem familiar. She is Lane's daughter. Rosemary is our new admin. She just started last week. And so she'll be helping me staff the EDC and doing different economic development projects similar to what Josh was doing. So welcome to Rosemary. Steve, can we have everybody introduce themselves real quick? Is that?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm just going to go across my screen. So first, I have Brian. So Brian, take it away.
Hi, my name is Brian Coleman, and I'm on the Town Council and Mansfield Downtown Partnership, as well as the Economic Development Commission. It's great to meet you, Rosemary, and look forward to working with you.
Next, I have Nancy.
Hi, Rosemary. I'm Nancy McKenney. I'm the owner of Hops 44 and Hops 44 on the Move. We're here in Mansfield. Welcome to the committee.
Next on my screen is Valessa.
Hey, Rosemary, Valessa Suterklein. I work from home in Mansfield on solar policy in the Northeast region. So a little bit of a different spin, but still here in Mansfield.
All right. Rosemary, I'm going to guess you know Lane. So then next on my screen is Kristen.
Hi, Rosemary. Welcome. We're happy to have you. My name is Kristen Delay, and I'm an audiologist. I own my own practice, and I'm dedicated to supporting businesses in Mansfield.
Awesome. Thank you guys all so much. I met Rosemary earlier this week, or actually, I guess it was last week when we did our pre-prep meeting. So Rosemary, thank you. It's great to have you here and excited to work with you. I think at this point, we'll turn it over to Cynthia for our staff update.
Great, yeah. So I know Anthony couldn't be here tonight, but I think this was since our last meeting. So we had a networking event with several Mansfield businesses and property owners at the beginning of the month, hosted by Anthony at State Farm. We had a great turnout. Got to learn a little bit about the various businesses on that corridor. We're trying to really develop and strengthen that relationship. So it was Mansfield Center and Spring Hill. And we also had the new owner of the Mansfield General Store there. So that was really exciting. Did you have a question, Brian, or?
Yes, I do. about the Mansfield Center, business plan. Are you discussing any zoning changes in the area, or are you just working with what's, available now?
Yeah, so that question did come up, and so there's nothing specifically planned. So what Jennifer Kaufman, the Director of Planning and Development, was there, and she encouraged people to get involved when the Plan of Conservation and Development, that's an every 10-year process to update that plan, and I think that's coming up in a year or two. So we have that database of the folks that were there, so we'll be reaching out to them, just like we will, the rest of the community. But it was a good meeting. I think people felt that they wanted to continue. So we've talked a little bit about doing some quarterly meetings and really encourage people to meet on their own as well. So I think we had time for networking as well. Ryan Aylesworth was there. As I said, Jennifer Kaufman and Jolene Wood-Mancy, the zoning agent from the town staff, as well as myself.
I
So,
see the old Morno's shop has an oil company there. I mean, that's been vacant for a very long time. That's good to see.
which,
I know there was some difficulties in trying to, a lot of businesses that tried to go in there were non-conforming, I guess, at the time, but somehow this oil company got in.
what spot is this, Brian? I'm sorry.
The old Morno's Clover Mill. The old lawnmower shop. It's on Stores Road, Mansfield
Okay.
Center. I think it's CCM oil, maybe?
Oh, yes. I'm sorry. Yes, they were at the meeting.
Yeah.
Yep. They've actually been there for a while, longer
Yeah,
than I realized. So I think their signage, they're working on that. So yes, they were there, which was good.
Cynthia, about how many people turned out, do you think?
I think it was about 15 or so. We also had
Wow.
Greg Lewis there from the Connecticut Small Business Development Center. So he was able to, answer some questions afterwards that some folks had. So that was great. We had Bharat Nipun from Spring Hill Inn. We had Ranjit from Maharaja, Sticks and Stones, Mike from Sticks and Stones, Betty Stern from Stone Arches. So it was good. It was I think a good turnout, especially for our first meeting. And it was very, very hot that day and we were outside. So
Great, wonderful.
and then the only we can morph into 4C if you want, and I can do a brief update there, and then if anybody else has updates on them. Okay. So just an update on some of the downtown businesses and their timing. So if you've been down here, you've seen some work that's been going on. So Square Peg Pizzeria and Haven Hot Chicken are hoping to be open in October. Pliables is looking toward November or so. And then Huskies is this will be a second location for them sometime next year. And so we're excited. I hesitate to say the dates in some ways because things definitely can push back, but they're working hard on all 4 of those spaces right now.
Perfect, that's great. Did anybody else have any other business updates for openings and closings while we're kind of doing that? All right, I don't think I saw any except for, and I couldn't remember if I mentioned this last time or not. There's the taco place next to Pub 32, and now there's also a liquor store right next to the taco place on Pub 32. I think that was the only other new business I've seen for a while. All right. Do we have an update on housing from Jennifer?
Yeah, so I sent you the attachment when I sent out the agenda of and I can just go through kind of the highlights. So the special permit for the 262 unit multifamily residential complex at 497 Middle Turnpike, that has been approved. That was approved on September 5th.
That's the par 3 golf course, right?
Yes, thank you, Steve. The,
On
uh,
497 Middle Turnpike, were there any revisions or was it approved as a submitted it?
I don't know the answer to that. I know that just looking at what Jennifer sent through the town manager's report, it did say it'll be deed restricted for a period of 40 years. The applicants will permanently preserve 25.48 acres, which surrounds 6.64 acres of town-owned open space. So I don't know if those were conditions or that was just part of the application.
Okay, I'll review it. Thank you.
Okay. And then on Monday night, the public hearing was opened on the Will Husky project, and that was continued. So that's the project on North Eagleville. The villages at Four Corners, that was approved on Monday as well. Or not as well, it was approved on Monday, I think. So those are kind of the highlights from her memo, but if you have that email from me, I'd encourage you to take a look at it. And the website is up to date, the great website that Linda and then Jennifer put together. So I would definitely take a look at that at your leisure.
Sorry, the villages was approved or they closed the hearing?
I thought it was approved because I
It was
checked
approved.
today.
It was approved on Monday night.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
the one adjacent to you, right, Nancy?
Mm-hmm.
Great.
Sure is.
Yeah.
I'm real concerned about the traffic flow, like, to be totally honest. Because there's only a right in and a right out on your side, Steve. And then everybody to get out to take a left is gonna have to come like into our parking lot through Pizza Mike's and take a left. Or go out my other side of the parking lot, take a left onto 44 and then another left onto 195. It's, I was coming here the other day and the line for Dunkin' Donuts was almost onto 195. So I'm not really sure how it's all gonna play out. Unless the rotary happens, that might be better
Okay.
to make the flow of traffic just flow.
I noticed traffic has increased on the southern end of the town. It takes me forever to get out of Center Street on 195. I mean, doesn't look like 195 can hold too many more cars. I think we gotta bear that in mind.
I'm concerned with my parking lot. I'm concerned with my patrons coming in and out. I mean, it's already approved. It's fine. We'll figure it out. But there's plenty of times that I don't have enough parking. Even last night, people said, "Oh my God, the parking lot's so full." I don't necessarily notice it because I'm inside and I'm not looking outside at the parking lot. But many times people come here in one car. A party of 4 comes in one car. So we'll see.
Anything else for the housing update, Cynthia?
No, didn't have anything else.
All right. We have our calendar attached. The next item for discussion at our meeting, the town is working on a vision plan for the northwest corner of Mansfield, which is sort of the area around the former Goodwin School, and what vision they want to see for that part of town. And they're asking us for a representative to be on that focus group. So if anyone here is interested in joining, please let us know, because now would be a great time to volunteer for that. And if no one's interested, we'll volunteer somebody who's not in the meeting.
So Nancy,
The focus group is just for Goodwin, the use of Goodwin.
I don't think it's just for the use of Goodwin. I think it's sort of what do we want to see? I haven't done anything with it. This is just my understanding of it. And Cynthia, please correct me, but it's more of what do we want to see happen to that side of town?
that's correct.
So it'd be more encompassing than Goodwin, but Goodwin is a key piece of that just because of the size and location of it.
Does that include the opportunity zone?
Yes, I believe
Yeah,
so.
I think all of it's in the opportunity zone. All right, if no one is interested, then we'll reach out to those who aren't here tonight, and if not, we'll find someone, because that was what we're charged with. So we'll come up with somebody. But if you change your mind after the meeting, just shoot either Cynthia or I an email. We'd be happy to sign you up.
Yeah, I think it's a one-time thing, so
Okay.
it's not a long-term commitment.
Oh, it's a
to be
one-time
part of
focus
a
group?
focus group. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
And what would the date on that focus group be? Anybody
I
know?
don't think they've set the dates. But my understanding is it would be sometime in, sorry, I'm just trying to look back at, sometime in October, November. Yeah, participate in a focus group. So I'm pretty sure it's a one-time thing. I do know that they are going to be talking to Steve and Nancy because of their proximity to that neighborhood. So they're off the table as far as an EDC rep. So
I'll put it under consideration.
All right, thank you very much. The next couple items, or the next two items on here are sort of placekeepers. I don't know if we have much of an update on the Yukon Town collaboration, Cynthia. I know well, actually, I guess you started with this again, so maybe you have something to.
yeah, right now there's a staff team that's meeting monthly. And one of the things we're just trying to do is get a little bit more information about Yukon operations, talking to folks at admissions, talking to the public safety. So it's just a good way to kind of make sure we're all up to speed on what each other is doing as far as development and things like that. I mean, there's obviously a lot of other conversations that go on. But yeah, we started, so a group of, Jennifer Kaufman, Ryan, myself, Kara Workman, Robert Corbett from Yukon. And then I know that last I heard, there's still this goal to kind of look at these framework meetings as well. So.
All right. We are leaving the Yukon student collaboration on here as a placeholder, just so we remember that the students want to be involved in economic development here in our town. They reached out to us beginning of the year and said we'd love to be involved however we can. We just haven't found a great vehicle for that yet. But if we come across something, this is how we don't forget that we have people who are interested. One of the things we've talked about, and I know that the students did for us, was write a letter in support of the sidewalk to connect Four Corners to the Horse Barn Hill area. That funding, I understand, didn't come through, but the town's working on that. So maybe that would be another thing we could reach out, or maybe we'll find another project to work on. But it's encouraging that Yukon students are interested in being active in supporting economic development in our town. So. The State of Connecticut Cultural District discussion, Cynthia, Ryan, I think Tony was there too, or was it just Cynthia, Ryan, and I, and you? Yeah, just the three of us. All right. Met with Deb and with, I'm gonna forget her name. Wendy, thank you. To kind of talk about next steps for the Cultural District discussion. And I know Brian was going to mention at the town council meeting, I'm sorry, Ryan was going to mention at the town council meeting. Brian, did he mention that last week?
Could you repeat that? What was that?
The cultural district designation. Ryan was going to bring it up at town council. And
yes, he did mention it in this past meeting.
Okay, so what Wendy and Deb had mentioned was the next step in trying to decide if this was right for our town was to hold a series of information sessions, just to kind of get some information out there to the public and gauge public support for it. So I think there were a series of 3, Cynthia, is that what she said?
Yes.
So we're gonna, those will get scheduled sometime in the next month or two, it sounded like, not in the not too distant future. Trying to gauge how much support there would be to see if we have enough members of the public who are interested in participating in this. And then from there, we'll start fleshing out where the district might be, what it might look like, and next steps after that. And I'm sure I'm leaving some of that important information out. So Cynthia, if you want to add in, please, please feel free.
No, I think you covered it. I think we're good.
All right. Any questions on the cultural district? All right. At this point, we're going to try something new. We have done a bunch of, or we haven't done much. We've done a few of the business visits, but we didn't think it would be appropriate to be divulging in public, for the public record, necessarily how any individual business is doing. So we're going to now see about moving into executive session. I would need a motion, and if someone could read item 6D on the agenda, moving into executive session to discuss some of the business visits.
A motion that we move to executive session to discuss the business interviews.
Correct. I'm gonna paraphrase, Kristen, if that's okay, because I think we have to have it worded exactly. So what Kristen was saying is, in accordance with Connecticut General Statutes, Section 1-206E, and Connecticut General Statutes, Section 1-210B5B, for commercial or financial information given in confidence not required by statute. All right. Is there a second to that? Nancy, thank you. All in favor of moving into executive session, please say aye. All right, any opposed? All right, so I think that pretty much wraps up the majority of our agenda, unless there's anything anyone wants to add to a future agenda. All right, well, thank you all very much. We'll keep it brief this evening, and I hope you have a great rest of your week, and we'll see you all again next month.
Thank you.
Do we need a motion to adjourn?
Oh,
We do. I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Thank you, Valessa. Is there a second? Kristen, all those in favor, wave goodbye. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Have a great evening.